Hey guys, welcome on into another video. So today I'm going to be taking you through a real-time mobility flow. This is just short. It's really great if you're looking to either use it as a warm-up, you can do it as a post-exercise session just to get the body moving, stretch it out and getting into the feel good, or whether you're just going to do this on a recovery day. It's just a really nice fluid movement to ease out the body, release any tension and just to get you feeling good. If you enjoy these type of videos, do please make sure that you hit on the like button, and if you're new here, of course hit subscribe so you do not miss an upload. Let's get straight into it. Grab yourself a mat, let's get down onto the floor, let's get mobile, let's get feeling good. Okay, so we're just going to get started down on the floor, down on all fours, and we're going to sit back into child's pose, just relaxing back and now taking a few long, deep breaths. Just inhale, let the ribcage expand, and exhale, letting everything go. Relaxing the shoulders, letting tension release out of the body with each out breath. From here, we're just going to scoot forward, lifting up into cobra, and then sinking back. And again, scoot forward, nose close to the floor. Tummy just gently drawn in, so we're keeping it engaged, keeping it safe for the back. Just lifting up, going to a range that feels good for you. And then onto all fours, and we're just going to work into the wrist, so we're just circling around, so weight is into the arms, we're taking the shoulders forwards over the fingertips, so just releasing, stretching out through the forearms. Take that rotation back the other way, ground the hands down into the floor, spread the fingers wide. So from here, taking one hand behind the head, we're just going to open up and then drop the elbow down. So we're opening up that thoracic spine, reaching the elbow as far up towards the ceiling as you can. Throughout all of these movements, just really slowing the breath down. It should all feel good. Then bringing the elbow down onto the floor, I'm going to reach the hand down by the back. So this is going to open up through the shoulder and feel like a nice stretch on the triceps as you reach down the back. Release out, change sides, so we can drop the elbow down, reach up wide. Let the head just follow the line of the elbow, looking up towards the ceiling, drop it down, open out wide. Bring the elbow down, press the armpit as though you're trying to get the armpit down towards the floor, reach that hand down the back. Relax into the stretch. Releasing out. We're going to sit back and push back into downward dog, then drop the knees down, untuck the feet and then rock back. So this is stretching through the fronts of the legs. This feels really good, especially if, like me, you do lots of running and you get that tightness in the ankles and into the fronts of the shins. So just repeating, push back into downward dog, lift the tailbone, press the heels down into the floor and then drop back down and sit back. That going again. Now pedal the feet into the floor one at a time. So you're straightening out through the back of the knee, keeping that tailbone raised up towards the ceiling, and just press the heels downwards into the floor, releasing out the calves. Let the hips drop from one side, then up onto both feet, and then both heels down onto the floor, and just hold here for a couple of breaths. Good, and
enjoy that feeling. And then we're going to take it back down onto the knees, keeping the toes tucked under, and we're just going to sit back onto the heels. Now this can be a little bit uncomfortable, so just hold that's okay for you. So we're stretching out through the toes, and we're going to take the hands on the rib cage and pinch the shoulder blades back, and then bringing the elbows forward, separating out across the scapula, and then repeating. So pinch, then bring the elbows forward, release it out, draw together, and then release out. So we're just getting movement in that upper back scapular region. From there, hand onto heel and reaching up and behind, pushing the hips forwards, reaching all the way over and across, getting some movement, and release out through the side body. Taking an inhale as you drop down, and exhale as you go overhead. And release there. Sitting back. And one last time, this time I'm just going to hold it that little bit further, taking it back. If this is not completely comfortable for you, you don't have to go as far. As you get more flexible in the ankles, this will increase. You may not even lift the knees off the floor at all. Always just taking the movement to where it feels good. We don't want to take it into pain. And then release out. So we're going to bring one foot out in line with the knee, and then I'm actually keeping the heel planted down on the floor here and rocking the body weight forwards, keeping that heel pressed down. So this gets where you should feel it in the lower part of the calf, so right down into the connective tissue, so into the soleus, keeping that heel down. Again, really good for that ankle mobility. Holding the weight forward this time, and then bringing the leg forward. So we're going to come into a full lunge position, keeping the pelvis tilted under, then sitting back and stretch into the hamstrings, just gently rocking forwards and then back and forwards and then back. Hold it back. So you're going to inhale, point the toe, exhale as you flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. So just working it into the hamstrings. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. And point. And flex. And then holding it there. Dropping the chest forward. Keep the tailbone pulling backwards. Then coming forward into full front lunge position. Drop the hips down, squeeze the glute on the back leg. We're going to reach forward with the same arm of the leg that's forward, rotating round to the side onto the side of the heels. Drop the hips down to the floor, then back to center. Breathing out, rock it round and back to center. I love this movement as it really hits into the IT band, so down the side of the leg again, running issues that can be pretty common. And then just holding it. Bring it back, or coming all the way around to the front. So we're now coming into a side lunge position, and then we're going to press up and drop down again. Just go down as low as you can. We want to aim to keep the heel onto the floor as much as possible, so it's going to be dependent on your hip and ankle mobility. As you can see, mine's lifting up sort of slightly, but we want to feel the work into the inner thigh. Then hold this time. We're going to point and flex that toe. So just working the stretching that little bit lower, opening up the hips. Both legs straight. We come into a straddle stand and just drop down in the center. Think about lengthening the spine and the crown of the head down towards the floor. Take the hands off the floor if that feels okay. We're just going to gently sway from side to side. Not forcing, no fast or ballistic movements, it's just slow and controlled, gentle swaying. And release it down. We're going to repeat that sequence on to the other side. So I'm just going to turn the other way so I stay remaining to the front. So rocking back onto those feet, stretching through. Push back into downward dog, heels into the floor, tailbone to the ceiling. Sit down, rock back. Release, downward dog. and then bring in the other leg round. So the toes actually in line with the knee. We rock forward, keeping the heel grounded. Breathe in, exhale, rock forward, keep that heel down onto the floor, but place your weight over the knee. Inhale back. Exhale, rock forward. Inhale back. Exhale, rock forward, and just holding that weight forward, trying to keep that heel down on the floor. Nice release through that lower part of the ankle. Anchoring forward into our forward lunge, drop the hips forwards, unhook the toe at the back, and then sit the hips back into hamstrings, stretch. Hip flexors, keep the chest lifted. Exhale, sink back. Inhale, drop forwards. Exhale, sink back. Inhale, drop forward. Exhale, sit back, pull the hip backwards this time. Holding the position. Inhale, point the toe. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. And exhale, flex. Holding it there. Lead with the chest as you drop down. And then release out, coming into that full front lunge. So squeeze the glute on the back leg, drop the hips towards the floor. Arm reaches out, and we reach round to the side. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, roll onto the outsides of the feet, drop to the hips to the floor. Inhale back. Repeating again, using and flowing with the breath. And round, drop down. Each time just trying to go that little bit further. Releasing down. And then we're going to come into that side lunge position. Drop down, keeping the heel on the floor, then come back to center. Lower and lift it back up. Lower and lift. Good, then this time hold, let's go point and flex. Again, inhale and exhale. Trying to keep the heel onto the floor, opening out that hip mobility. And then coming all the way around, and we're coming out into a wide straddle position. So the feet want to be flexed at the back. We're going to feel this into the inner parts of the thigh. From this position, we're just going to drop forwards, drop the legs side to side, keep the feet flexed, and push back, and repeat again. Drop forward, rock and rock. So this is good for opening out the hips, and sink back. Always feels really good, this one. Side to side, and sit back. Repeating again. And then just hold. Allow the knees to just slide out as wide as you can take them. And then release it out. We're going to come all the way back into our downward dog. Let's pedal those feet out again. Press those heels down. Notice if they're now getting that little bit further down towards the floor. Bringing the leg up and all the way through, and coming into our pigeon stretch, one of my favourite for releasing out the glutes and the hips. So you can stay in an upright position if this feels best for you, or if it's available to you, you can come down onto the elbows. If this feels too intense, just stay where you are. Don't go all out to where it's too much to hold. It's always best to just go to the place where you can feel the stretch, and you relax and breathe into it as much as you can. Release, come back up, and changing legs. Pedal those legs out in downward dog. Kick it up, and then bringing it all the way through onto the other side. Slide back into position, just wiggle yourself down, trying to get the hips down towards the floor. And then if it's available, walk the hands forwards and bring it down. And if you want to, taking it all the way down, trying to get the head down towards the floor. Bringing it back in. I'm just going to come back and finish off now, sitting into child's pose, taking the knees out wide. Let the arms drop down behind this time. Head down towards the floor. I'm just going to focus on the breath. So we're just going to take long, full, deep breath, fully inhaling, filling up the lungs, and then full exhalation. Let the tongue drop down from the roof of the mouth. With every out breath, just letting everything go a little bit deeper. Just bring your attention to your breath, just watching and noticing the breath coming in, filling up the lungs, and releasing out and letting everything go as you exhale. And release and bring it up. And I hope you are feeling awesome and enjoyed this session.